What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over a couple new Starfield details that we got from Todd Howard himself, which honestly, does bring us some okay news, some good news, obviously some positives in terms of maybe how the game is actually going to play, obviously how it's going to look, but some negatives in terms of when the game is going to be released. So let's read this on PlayStation Universe, and I'll give my impressions on it. Bethesda's Todd Howard has revealed a bunch of key details regarding Starfield. Okay, so he spoke during a Developer 2020 digital event, and he revealed that Starfield will not feature a multiplayer aspect. In my opinion, that's actually a very, very good thing, but we'll continue. Instead, it's going to be a while before we see the game. He added that he isn't keen on revealing it early and simply following up with teasers over a long period of time. That's actually very contradictory to what actually happened, but we'll continue to go and then I guess criticize after. He also revealed that both Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 will have a focus on procedural generation during level design, which is a tool that developers use to create a massive landmass and does not mean they will be randomly generated like No Man's Sky. Besides that, Bethesda giving a massive overhaul to the creation engine, larger than the jump between Morrowind and Oblivion. We've heard that a few times now, including rendering, animation, artificial intelligence, and pathing, procedural generation, and more. Starfield has a lot of that support, but Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have even more than that. Howard also revealed that Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 will be available on Game Pass day one for Xbox console owners, and that's still up in the air whether it'll be on the PS5. Okay, so that's a decent amount of information. So I do want to break that down. Number one, kind of a hypocritical thing to say that you don't want to announce it really early and then follow it up with teasers when that's exactly what you've done. Now, they haven't teased it. They announced it. They showed a teaser, and that's it. Now, since then, the only thing we've gotten is a couple of leaked images, right? Which definitely seem cool. They seem actually really awesome. I actually made a video on that on Podcast Now a few weeks ago or a month ago or whenever the heck that actually happened. But that looks cool, but that's literally what they've done. So he's already entered the territory where they did announce it probably way, way too early. But I do want to talk about that. It's going to be a while before we see the game. Now, I don't know in what context that was used. I don't know if he's talking about it's going to be a while before we see the game again, like before we see a trailer, a gameplay trailer, a presentation for it, or is it going to be a while before we see the release? Let me say that I think the answer kind of lies somewhere in the middle / even towards the end, where I will say that if he's talking about when we're going to see it again just in general, okay, like when we're going to see a big trailer for it, if he's talking about saying that it's going to be a while, say that's like next year, a year and a half away, that means the game is even further away. Now, again, though, based off his statements, while I feel like he's a liar, which we can't rule out considering what happened with Fallout 76, which I don't think is unfair to say, by the way, in case there's any huge... I'm a big Todd Howard guy. At the same time, there was no denying he lied his brain off to us on Fallout 76 like 1,000 times, and there's multiple videos, obviously, that prove that many, many times. But what he could be meaning by this is a classic Bethesda Fallout example where this is different because technically it's already been announced, but let's say where they announce the game and they release it very shortly after. So, they did that for Fallout 76. They did that for Fallout 4, where they announced both of them in their E3s in June, and then they released that like September, in that range. So, that was a very, very fast turnaround. Now, obviously, they had been working on it for many, many years before then. Starfield, again, already announced, already a real thing, but could be the same thing, that he's warning us, hey, you're not really going to get much information or see anything on this game for a year, year and a half, 2 years. But when you do see it, then the game's going to come out shortly after. I do feel like that is what he means by that. So if we're going prediction time, I really don't think even E3 would be a viable thing. Honestly, the way he says that does worry me because here we are, we're in November, okay, in case people didn't know. We're in November at the very end of this year. If the game is coming out in 2021 or it's going to be shown in 2021, you think there would be a little bit of a hint in the way that not necessarily him literally hinting it, but the way he answers questions, the wordings he uses, you would think that the answers would be slightly different. If say we were only because E3 I don't even know if E3 is happening at this point. I doubt it does. But June of 2021, let's say, if they do their own thing, okay, or when the deal is done with Microsoft and they say, okay, now's a good time, let's re-show, Starfield. That's only 4, 5, 6 months away. It's not all that long. So it would make sense for him to say, it's a little while off, but not too, like, we don't have to wait all that much long, whatever. Some sort of verbiage like that, and how he would say it. He didn't say it like that. So in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, I feel like we're not going to see this game in 2021. I hope I'm wrong. I could very well be wrong, and I hope Todd Howard proves me wrong, but that's just what I think. And the rest of it, honestly, that's the negatives. The positives are very good. The procedural generation thing, they describe it as procedurally generated, but then they go on to say that it's literally not a procedural generation game like No Man's Sky. So I feel like it's only specific aspects of the game, but the rest of it, I mean, yeah, we've heard about that engine jump, that they're really working on some really big things that'll be implemented with Elder Scrolls. I feel like this is maybe the first time we heard that Starfield is also going to have some of that. Now, it's not going to have all of it. Elder Scrolls is really where we're going to see that really big, massive jump that they're talking about, although Starfield will have some of that behind it. But I mean, look, the game sounds cool. The game, from the very, very small things that we've seen, looks cool. All of the increases in terms of just everything good that's happening is good. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. I'm really happy with what we've seen. Obviously, it coming out day one on Xbox Game Pass, as we've said, is a fantastic, fantastic deal for Xbox owners, and we will see what happens with PS5. I am also not sold on it not being on PS5 consoles. I feel like Elder Scrolls is, I would say, a much more likely thing to be on them. Starfield, maybe they hold and they only do on Xbox. We'll see how Phil Spencer handles that situation. We'll see if he kind of backtracks on the whole exclusives are a bad thing. They're like the devil for the gaming industry, which I know people will nitpick that statement and say, well, he didn't mean this thing or that thing. It's okay to have disagreements. I know people do disagree with me on that, and that's totally, totally cool. But, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? You excited for Starfield? Do you think we'll see it in 2021? Do you think it'll be later than that? Let me know your thoughts. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.